else here? Oh, I thought I got to you.
No, not
Oh, I must have done that earlier. Ms. Leger Fernandez.
No problem. And, I'm so glad that we had the conversation about the lack of tools. Because I think that, earlier we had Chairman Cole here, and he agrees we shouldn't be arresting and putting into detention Native Americans. And we know they're doing that because they're brown, right? They say, oh, you look Latino, let's arrest you, And I think that that's the problem, is that there is no accountability. Even when somebody says we don't like this happening, even when you acknowledge you shouldn't shoot somebody dead because they were carrying a licensed firearm, which many Republicans went on the TV talk shows and said, oh, he was carrying a firearm, he deserved what he got, right? Republicans were saying that Alex Preddy shouldn't have bought a gun as a protester there, even though it was legal. But there are no ways to hold Noam accountable. There's no thing in the bills right now that will hold the agents accountable, and in fact, the opposite. They think they are completely immune, and they're not. The Constitution applies to them, but until we say we're going to force them to comply with the Constitution, it's not going to work. I agree that's the dollar, right? That's the dollar. That's where you're going at. Now, wouldn't it be better if we actually said there is no sovereign immunity, there's no immunity for what they're doing? What do you think of that kind of bill? And I'm sure you've signed on to some of the bills.
Absolutely. We have worked on qualified immunity in my time at the state legislature, and I think the American people want the same kind of accountability for federal agents who are literally murdering people in the streets. They want to ensure that they can be held accountable in the courts, and also, really the bare minimum, that there is an independent investigation when there is a fatality at the hands of federal agents.
Right, and these are the kinds of accountability measures we can include in the appropriations language that should be included in the appropriations language that Democrats are insisting, and any Republican who actually believes in freedoms. If you believe in freedom in the First Amendment, the Second Amendment, the Fourth Amendment, the 14th Amendment, the 10th Amendment, if you believe in freedoms and you keep saying that you do, you should vote for these accountability measures. But all we're hearing is you can't put that in an appropriations bill. And that's why Democrats aren't trusting them. And I think that is the problem that we have. Now, Mr. Chair, I'd like to request a unanimous consent.
Please state it.
Mr. Chair, I request unanimous consent to enter into the record written testimony from Representative Salinas in support of amendment number 24 to the Senate amendment to H.R. 7148, which would hold the federal government civilly liable when CPB or ICE officer violates an individual's constitutional government. And this is the thing, is if they're violating your constitutional rights, there should be a means of holding them accountable.
Without objection, the testimony is submitted for the record.
Yeah, and I think that's the thing, and that's what you're also getting at. And so I appreciate you coming here to testify, clarifying that this is the kind of thing that exists for every other law enforcement, and actually exists for federal law enforcement officers until we had Kristi Noem and Donald Trump as president, where they're saying the laws don't apply to us. That's the frustration. The laws apply to everybody, and let's make that happen. And with that, Mr. Chair, I yield back.
Gentlelady yields back, seeing no one else wishing to ask questions.